Hey Bounce Babes, welcome back to my channel. This episode is gonna be another anime edition. So as y'all know, I still have my titles for each category. However, I don't think I have locked in on an actual title for this segment yet. So it's just gonna be called Anime Edition for the time being. Okay? That's just that on that. So let's just get into the mess, right? So new kid on the block. Let's get into it. So we have 3 animes to talk about in this category. The first show is called Spice and Wolf. Now this show has 1 season, has 14 episodes. This came out in April of 2024, and it has an overall review on Crunchyroll for 4.8 out of 5 stars. Now, I personally haven't watched this one, but I have been seeing a lot of people post about this and talk about them liking it. So just a quick overview of what the show is supposed to be about is it's a merchant and a wolf goddess, which basically means that, like, for this show in particular, her power is basically like she brings about a good harvest to wherever she goes, right? So yeah, she's a wolf goddess, cool. Meets up with a merchant, and then they go on this journey. She wants to go back home. He's traveling around, selling stuff because he's a merchant. Cool. They are 2 lonely people, they don't have anybody, and throughout this journey, they get to, find companionship with each other, And it's giving a real cute little slice of life. Like, if you really just need a palate cleanser, something to really just, you just watch something real dark and deep, and you're just like, I need a break. That's what this gives to me. This is just like a little nice-hearted, light-hearted type of thing. I did see that it does have some violence and nudity and, all that good stuff in there. Cool. So be mindful about watching this around children. Don't say I didn't say nothing. Okay, cool. Moving on. The next one is called Sengoku Yoko. Now, this also is a 1-season show, and it has 14 episodes as well. On Crunchyroll, it has a 4.4 review overall, and it was released in January 2024. Now, before I even say all that, right? The prior one, that anime, it's a remake. So there was an original one, and they just came out with a remake, which is the one that I'm talking about. So not too much. Don't say, oh, this has been the thing. We know that. But however, they made it a remake, and people have been talking about the remake, and the remake scene allegedly is really good. But anyways, moving on. Right. So yeah, Sengoku Yoko is 1 season, it's 14 episodes, and it's got a 4.4 review, and it came out in January 2024. This anime is about a fox spirit who loves humans, and they're in the middle of a war. Sorry, I'm not sure if it's a he or she. I'm just gonna say they because I haven't watched this either. They love humans, and they're in the middle of a war between humans and these creatures. And I keep saying she. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it is a girl, but because I think when I seen the picture, I seen a girl. That's why I keep saying she. But anyways, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. She just wants to bring about end of the chaotic age. Cool. Now, I don't know. It didn't get me jumping to want to watch it, But considering it has a 4.4 review, maybe it's worth a watch. Right? So, but we're gonna move on from there because, child, I don't know. So, the next one is called Shadowverse. This one is not new, but the newest season just came out. Shadowverse is 2 seasons. It has 142 episodes. So for all my bingers, for all my people who love to get deep into some things, this one might be for you. So Shadowverse is a battle of games that our MC, Light, had no idea that he was going to join this club, but he joins the club. It's called the Seventh Flame, and the group was on a verge of, you know, shutting down. They didn't have enough members. Yeah, they was down bad. They was down bad, and you know, he plays with them and then gets more members to come, and they end up joining this tournament. And ultimately, that's what the show is about. It's about them playing these games and moving up in the ranks. Cool. And just, you know, it's a bunch of pride things. Cool. This has a 3.5 review on Crunchyroll, which is not bad. It's just not as high as the last two. The original release was in April of 2020. So, you know, you got some catching up to do, friend, if you didn't want to watch it. But that's pretty much it for our New Kids on the Block. As far as Crunchyroll's involved, I'm going to go through some other streaming platforms as well, just to get what their summer 2024 releases are looking like, and just give y'all some, you know, some tea on that, you know. But yeah, moving on, we're gonna go into Worthy or Worthless, right? So Worthy or Worthless, you already know what the tea is on that. Let's get into it. Since we just spoke about a game, a show that's centered around a game, this next one is very similar. So it's called God's Games We Play. Now, I've watched this anime, so I mean every show in this category I have seen, and that's why I'm rating them worthy or worthless. Just so you know, I'm not gonna tell y'all something is worthless and I ain't never seen it, you know. But anyways, so boom. I personally think it's kind of mid. God's Games We Play is kind of mid. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It gives that it's supposed to be a lot more action-packed, the way that the title kind of grasps your attention. But to be honest, it's kind of like a, you know, this is cool or whatever. It's not terrible. It's just not like super exciting, like, oh, it's catching my attention and I want to watch it every time it comes out. Like, no, I keep up with it though. That's the thing. I keep up with the show because it comes out every week, but I just don't feel like the show gives enough oomph for me to be like, oh, this is super good, you know? But so my personal opinion, it's a 5 out of 10. I don't think it's worthless, but I also don't think it's worthy. So watch at your own discretion. Don't say I told you that this was the one. Don't do all of that, you know? But moving on, right? So the next anime, this anime I actually really enjoyed, and I think they did their big one, personally. This is called, it's one of those it's one of the really long title animes, and I already told y'all how I got into these, but listen, they're worth, a lot of these are worth the watch, only because this title, the more stupid the title, the more great the anime, in my opinion. But anyways, so the anime is called I Was Reincarnated as the Seventh Prince So I Can Take My Time Perfecting My Magical Ability. It told you everything that you needed to know in the title, right? He got reincarnated as the seventh prince of a kingdom, of a magical kingdom. He actually already was in a world where magic existed prior to him dying. It was crazy. He got killed in his prior life, which is also crazy. And they was dogging him out crazy in his last life. Like, they was like, you're a commoner, you ain't nothing. Like, you might as well just die right here, babes. And they did kill him. They killed him. But he was just so engulfed in magic. Like, he didn't even care that he was dying. He was just like, I wonder what your magic feels like. Like, he's really a little loose in the head. He's a little soft up here. But you like, his genuine love for magic is kind of hilarious, but also dark at the same time. Like you really get to that's really the kind of depth that I like of shows. It's like it has some kind of light parts in it, but it gets deep, you know? It gets a little dark. Yeah. So my personal opinion, it's a 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 because It gives. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, I know, I keep telling y'all about isekais. But, listen. I might tell you a joke, but I'm not tell you a lie, gang. Do what you want with this information. Anyways, worthy, baby. Worthy. Obviously. Moving on. So, the next one is called An Archdemon's Dilemma: How to Love Your Elf Bride. This one is also one that I actually liked a lot. Like, it's not an isekai. It's same world Tang, you know. I ain't gonna drown y'all isekai. I'm not gonna drown y'all isekai. Even though, because I watched back the other video and I was like, you told about a lot of isekai because you're obsessed. But it's okay. I'm growing pains, right? So, boom. The Archdemon's Dilemma: How to Love Your Elf Bride. This guy, he's basically a really strong sorcerer. He's a loner. He had a really tough life, but he's still a good person. Like, even though like a lot of stuff happened to him, and in this world, sorcerers are considered bad people, but he really became a sorcerer because he had no choice, really. Like, he had no choice but to become a sorcerer because he had to get it out the mud, and he really had to like defend himself. So yeah, he's a sorcerer and everybody thinks he's evil because he has like a super resting bitch face. But he basically goes to, like, one of these sorcerers died and he gets to go to this auction. They selling this elf girl. He sees her, he's like, she's pretty, SpongeBob. Yeah, you're coming home with me. Like, he spent his whole fortune on the shorty. Like, hey, she thinks he's about to kill her and do a bunch of stuff because elves are really powerful in this type of show, but she's like a really special elf too on top of that, so that was a whole thing. But anyways, you know, he really was like love at first sight with shorty, and she's just like, am I about to die? Like, what's going on? Like, and nobody ever treated me nice neither. So they're really kindred spirits because for real, neither one of them really had it good in life. But you know, they become really close, and you know, they go on a whole bunch of stuff happened to them, and yeah, like, he ends up becoming even more powerful, and you know, there's a whole bunch of things going on, gang. Like, you know, I'm just saying, get in tune. It's a worthy watch. And it has a little romance in there. Like, how could y'all not like that? It's just not like super gory. Like, it's not gonna give you, oh shoot, like no, something. It has action and all that stuff in it. It's really great. But you know, it's gonna touch you right here because, you know, sometimes we need that little romance situation. Again, a cute little palate cleanser. That one's a cute little palate cleanser for me too. But yeah, 9 out of 10 for that. They did their big one. Yeah. Moving on though. Next segment. We're getting into Locked In. So, what are we locked in on? So, the street's been talking about this, and I've been talking about it too. So, the first show is called The Apothecary Diaries. This show actually surprised me because I did see a lot of people talking about it, but I'm not really one of them people who like see people talking about stuff and be like, oh, I'm just gonna go ahead and watch it. No, I kind of have to see it a couple of times to be like, let me go check it out, right? So The Apothecary Diaries is basically this girl, it's centered around this girl who basically gets sold off as a slave to this king's thing. This king's not mansion, I forgot what the name of it's called, but you know, in old Tokyo, the big convent type of things, like, yeah, type T like that. Like, she gets sold to be a maid, basically. And in the midst of her being a maid, a lot of stuff is going on. It's like a lot of conspiracies and coup d'etats and stuff going on. And she always like catches the little, like, she's like a little detective. Like, she's really on top of stuff. And this other guy who works there, he's he's a high ranking person too. He's a high ranking person. She's not a high ranking person. You know, he's obsessed with her. Like, he's like, yo, she's the most beautiful shorty I ever seen. To be honest, and he ain't even seen her in her prime. yet at this point, but he's obsessed with her, and he's like, yeah, you gotta help me with this. You gotta help me figure out what's going on with this. Like, whole time he really probably don't even need Shorty to help him. He just want her around, you know? But she really unlocking the keys to all the stuff going on, and it's really a whole bunch of stuff. Like, when you get into the backstories of everything and what's really going on with everything, you're like, now what's going on with this? It was a very interesting watch, and I thought it was funny too. I thought it had cute little funny moments too. But for me personally, that's an 8 out of 10, and I'm looking forward to season 2. I'm looking forward to a season 2 because that was a good show. Okay, now next show. The next show that is on the list is The Eminence in Shadow, which I am currently watching, and I'm on season 2. I'm towards the end of season 2 actually, and I really do like the show. This show is an isekai as well, which I didn't know it was going to be an isekai because it didn't give that at first. And I also don't like to read the synopsis of stuff sometimes. I kind of like, sometimes I'll read them, and then sometimes I'll be like, oh, I like the cover art of this, I'm just going to get into it. Like, if I like how the animation looks, I'm like, I'll get in tune just to see if I like the storyline, right? But this is one of those, like, I was like, okay, let me watch this. I kind of like the animation style. So basically, this kid, he was basically training to be Batman and be out in the streets catching criminals and beating people up. Like, he just really wanted to, he practiced all types of martial arts. He just really wanted to whoop everybody's ass and clean up the streets. Like, he was like, I'm gonna be in the shadows hunting the people in the shadows. That's his tea. That's his whole mantra. Like, I ain't never claimed to be a good guy, but I always wanted to help people in my own way, and that's kind of what it's about. Like, but he ends up dying before he really even gets anywhere, and he gets into a whole new world. His first world was like our world, you know, nothing too special, nothing too crazy. But he gets to another world, and there's magic and stuff like that, and you know, he ends up being an OP person. Like, he ends up being OP, and he's really that guy. Like, but I think the funniest part of this show is that he pretends that everything is like a production. Like, he thinks that everything, he gotta put on it. He's like, oh, I gotta get in my background character mode. Like, I'm background character number A, like letter A. Like, I can't get too close to Shorty. I'm supposed to be background character right now. And then sometimes he decides, okay, I gotta do main character shit right now. Like, you know, like, he just decides what he wants to do, and he's always a different persona and different person for every situation, but ultimately he's still the same person. He just feels like he gotta put on this whole thing, and it makes it so funny, to be honest. Like, he's a weirdo, and you just like it just because he's a weirdo. But me personally, I think that's a 9 out of 10 anime, to be honest. I'm almost finished with it too. So yeah. The next one, this is the last one on this category, is called Banished from the Hero's Party. I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside. Now, this anime, I only watched it just because it was a long titled anime. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, because I do try, like I said, I tried to give a lot of these the opportunity to surprise me. I did like it though. It has 2 seasons, and honestly, the first season had me very in tune. Like, I was very keeping up with it. I feel like they started to kind of lose me towards the second season, and not because it's lacking any action or lacking any plot. It just kind of got me stuck for a second, and not in like, I just kind of started to lose a little bit of interest. That's just really what it is. It's just, to be honest. Like, and I don't know if that's because of the show itself, or it's just because my attention span sometimes really just be like, can we get over this part, you know? But this show basically is exactly what the title said. This guy, he got banished from the heroes party, but really he didn't get banished by everybody from the heroes party. He only got banished by one person who had like a thing against him and made him feel like he was a liability to the team. So he left the team and decided he was just gonna live the rest of his life quietly in the countryside. He decided he wanted to be an apothecary, and he just wanted to, you know, live his days normal and in bliss and chilling, you know. So yeah, that's what he did. But you know, a whole bunch of stuff goes down. His sister is the hero, and to be like, this world has like blessings and stuff like that. So every blessing is like a quirk or a skill. I would say a skill. Skill is a more better word for it. Every blessing is a skill, and your blessing sometimes gives you urges to complete the blessing's task. So if you have the blessing of the hero, you basically aren't a person for real. Like, they kind of like, the blessing kind of makes you a robot, and you have to just fulfill the duties of a hero. You have to fight, like, you don't sleep, you don't need to sleep, you don't need to eat, you don't need, like, you don't get tired, nothing. Like, and it basically strips you of your humanity, honestly. And yeah, she was struggling with that for a while. And you know, we kind of get into his story, her story, a lot of the little side characters that are there. You get into a lot of what they're going through, and it's a lot of character development on all ends, to be honest. And I think it's a really good watch, to be honest. It has a lot of potential to keep going in a good direction. Like, this could probably be like a 4-season show if they decide to keep the storyline going in a certain direction. But me personally, I feel like it's a 7 out of 10. Pretty good watch. But last but not least, our last category is staying tuned. Now, a lot of these are shows, well, 2 of these are shows that I mentioned in the last video, but you know, I actually either finished it or I have an update, right? So the first one on the list, this is an update about Junie Tyson. I finished the anime, guys. I finished it. It's great. It was good. I kind of think it ended stupid. That's my opinion, though. You know, I feel like it ended stupid just because, like I told you, okay, in case you didn't see it, Junie Tyson is basically this battle amongst 12 warriors who represent a certain zodiac from their house. And whoever is the winner of the battle, it's only one winner, so last man standing. Whoever wins, they get a wish, any wish they want. Only reason why I didn't enjoy the ending is because his wish was stupid. His wish was dumb. It was a dumb wish. He might as well had never even won, you know? Like, what's all of this? But anyways, I know I'm a little late to the party. I know a lot of people seen this anime. If you haven't seen it, I'm not gonna tell you who won, even though I kind of fake spoiled it just a little bit. But I didn't tell you exactly who it was, right? So you only can rule out like 3 people. It's like 12 of them. So you can only rule out like 3 people. But yeah. It's a pretty good anime. I really liked the twist. I really liked the twist that they had there. I just don't like how they ended it, really. But yeah, I mean, but also I kind of understand why he did want to win, because if you didn't win, you died, right? So options, right? So 8 out of 10 for that one. 8 out of 10 for that one. I was tuned in. I was tuned in on that. Next anime, which I feel like a lot of people have been keeping up with as well. This is one of the, you know, animes of the last 2 years now that people have been keeping up with. It's called Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. Shocker, another isekai. But this one is not even because of me. This one is because everybody has been watching this. So not too much on me. Not too much, Sue. Not too much. But anyways, so Jobless Reincarnation, the 3rd season has been announced. I feel like it ended kind of how I thought it was gonna end. like the second season. It ended the way I thought it was gonna end. Like there was nothing really shock value in regards to this. To be honest, everything that I thought was gonna happen did happen. Only thing that I'm really interested in is seeing how they're gonna get into the other aspects of the show. They more so, like this second season was more so like how he continued his life after season 1 ended. You know, with his depression and all that stuff. They kind of like shifted into him getting his life in order, really. Like this season was really him experiencing more life and really getting into a new groove and discovering how he wants to live his life moving forward. And the ending kind of just shows you like how from his last life how much he's learned in this new life, and kind of like him realizing that his last life was not the only thing he should have been considering in this new life. But yeah, I thought the last season was pretty cool. It was pretty slow for the most part, but I did enjoy it. I would give that one a 7 out of 10. I am staying tuned for season 3. It has been announced, and you know, let's see what we have in store for that one. And last but not least, we have Mashallah, Magic and Muscles. Now, this one has also been hyped up a lot too. I have watched both seasons of it. Season 3 has been announced as well. So we're gonna get more of this one as well, and I am staying tuned because I think the show is like super cute and funny. Like I think it just has that lightness, but also just like a whole bunch of stuff going on. Like it's a lot of doomsday stuff going on, but it's like it kind of gives me an essence of Naruto just from the kind of concept of inferiority, but also being the most powerful person really in reality. You know, it kind of gives me that essence of, yeah, like I'm just trying to live my life and y'all don't like me for no reason. But like he's super goofy, he don't even care. Like the main character, he just doesn't really care. But he's also like, you rarely see him sweat about a lot of stuff. He's more so concerned about everybody else who's in his life and just wanting to live his life in peace, you know? So yeah, but yeah, this was the brief synopsis of all these nice shows that I've been watching. If you guys are interested in watching any of these shows, all of them except for The Eminence in Shadow, which I believe is on Hulu, is on everything else is on Crunchyroll that you could watch. Yeah. But if you guys have any other questions in regards to any of these shows, anything I want to talk about in regards to any of these shows, or any suggestions that y'all want to give me in regards to any shows that you're interested in, you want to know about, anything like that, please like, subscribe, and comment on this video, and turn on these post notifications so that way you guys can see when I update you guys on the next one. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Yep. See you later, Bran Flakes. What a nice cereal box.